make these one-of-a-kind place cards with these fans perfect for an outdoor wedding on a $0 budget. Today I'm making a really cool kind of place card for my friend who's helping her brother out with his wedding. Now they have $0, so this is going to be a very innovative project for not a lot of money. So I found this pillowcase. So anytime you have old sheets or pillowcases and stuff, I would highly recommend saving them, because then what I did is I went ahead and I cut them into strips just by ripping it, because I wanted this frayed kind of edging, because his wedding is outside and more of like a bohemian kind of feel. So what we're going to do is we are going to make this a little bit more interesting, because right now it's not really doing much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a clear bowl just like this one, and I'm going to put some water in it. It doesn't have to be completely full, just enough to, you know, get the fabric wet. Now you can use any kind of fabric that you want. I was just really wanting to use something that was free, since I didn't want this to have to cost me any money. So taking my fabric, I'm just simply going to put that right in the bottom. And what this does is the color, which we're doing a black, but because it's so diluted, it'll actually come out like a grayish purple, but the water will soak up into the fabric, creating a really pretty kind of ombre watercolor. I let the ribbon sit for about 30 minutes, or at least until I started to like the ombre watercolor that was happening. I pulled them out, rinsed them in the sink in lukewarm water, and then let them dry naturally in the sun. Now this couple is getting married in July, outside in Florida. So these fans are essential, and they'll actually be on each place setting. So it'll be used as decor, as well as very well loved and used air conditioning. So taking the fabric that we already dip dyed and removing those excess pieces of whatever fabric you're using, we are going to use this as a place card setting as well. So I'm going to cut out some iron-on using my Cricut, and then we're going to apply the name on this fabric and then simply tie it on. So when it's at each place setting, it'll serve as a fan, decorative art, and your place card. So let's do that. I already cut it, don't worry. So I pre-cut all of the names. There's 47 of them, and we are going to individually cut them out and weed them so that they are perfectly ready to use my Easy Press to apply to the ribbon. So let's do it. Here's a close-up of the vinyl and my face. So we're going to peel back the vinyl by pulling directly across the top, as you can see. Now, you're going to have a lot of negative space inside the D and the B's, and you're going to want to weed those out. Now, remember, weeding is just pulling out that negative space. So here I'm using the most giant Easy Press I have, because I thought in my mind I would do a lot of them at once, but I would recommend doing these one by one. And you can see I'm flattening out the entire ribbon, and I warmed up the back side. Now I need to apply that iron-on vinyl, just so, and I want to do this on the end, and here's a better view, so that when it's tied around the fan, the person will be able to see it very clearly when they're trying to find their seat. You're going to want to set your Easy Press and just wait for it to be done. About 15 seconds, you know, depending on what fabric you're using. You're going to want to warm up the backside just a bit, and then once that's done, you will just flip it over and remove that excess plastic coating while still warm. There you go. Isn't that beautiful and so simple? And here you go. Here's with the fan, so you can get a true visual for what it will look like. And I'm just doing a simple knot of crossing the ribbon over and then just pulling it through like the start of tying a shoe. And here, I'm going to show you how it's going to look on the place setting itself.
towards the person and with the name shown visibly. How beautiful is that? All right, so here's real life. It is so hot in the garage that I ended up pulling this all inside and asking my children to help. Lola's cutting nothing. I gave her all the excess, but you can see that little tool I'm using. There's so much negative space that you are going to want to remove. Now I called in my oldest, who can use the appropriately sized Easy Press, the mini right here, and you can see it's going pretty fast.
All of the scrap pieces have been cut and they look super good. So I just did the ripping because that gives us the frayed edging. You can cut it if you want to have exact edges, but I like this little playful frayed edge right here. And I dyed it, I ironed it, and then I put iron-on on it to create these one-of-a-kind place cards. Now with these fans at each place setting, which will definitely be used really well, the guests are going to be able to find their spot and enjoy their fan and know which one exactly is theirs. Just do a simple knot or even a bow, whatever you want, and you just reveal the name at the bottom. Now, the only thing I don't see is my name. Guess I'm not invited. It's totally okay. So it's going to be a scorcher.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and see if I end up crashing this wedding.